So earlier today, I was talking to one of my clients, and he was under the impression that the performance rights organizations in the U.S., which is CSAC, ASCAP, and BMI, were also responsible for collecting mechanical rights royalties. And I had to let him know, he was wrong on that. And, after having a little discussion, he realized how much money he was losing. So, we got to rearrange some things. All right. So, my name is Gongu Roach. I'm in the publishing business. Let's get to it. So first off, I want to speak on performance royalties. What are performance royalties? Performance royalties are royalties collected by performance rights organizations like CSAC, BMI, and ASCAP for songwriters, composers, and publishers for public performances. What are public performances? Public performances would be like radio play, like AM/FM radio, internet, TV broadcasts, which is like shows, movies, live performances, streaming. You already know what streaming is: Apple, Spotify, public places like restaurants, gyms, department store, background music, what have you. Those are all considered public performances. The live performances, basically, the other live stage performances also, upon inquiry, like you would have to tell your PRO that you're doing a performance and you're doing a show on stage live and stuff like that, and they'll pay you upon that these days also. And also, these performance rights organizations give you two accounts. One account under your writer name, one account under your publisher name, and the money's supposed to be distributed 50-50. All right, so obviously $100 comes in, $50 will go into your writer name, $50 will go into your publisher name. After once you have a publishing company, also on the second account. But usually they haven't really perfected their art with the money coming out exactly even, just due to the fact that, from my experience, once the international query goes out to the other performance rights organizations to come back with your money, a lot of times the memo gets messed up or not even reached. So I haven't seen a person with an accurate check 50-50 to be exact on the number. So I don't really see that happening. But that's the goal, at least. And also, they collect domestically. Upon registration, they're going to collect domestically, also in North America, which is Canada, Mexico, and internationally. So that's their job. That's the performance rights organization's job. And also, let me throw the tidbit in there. The more common your name also, the less likely your royalties will be accurate. I have a client that, for example, I got numerous clients that have this problem. I just discovered a problem last week for a client, but I have one client that has a very common name. And due to the fact that his name is very common, other writers from other performance organizations, he's an ASCAP member, but there was also BMI members and members internationally with the same name as him, and they were getting some of his money, and they're still getting some of his money, which we're working on fixing now. So if your name is, for example, John Smith, that name is very typical, and there's going to be a high probability that you're not getting all your money into your writer account. It's the PRO is just not collecting your money accurately. It's just, like I said, they didn't perfect their art, in my opinion, and from my experience. So that's the performance rights organizations explained, which is ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC, or the international equivalent. Now, with the mechanical rights organizations, at least in the US, there's Harry Fox, there's the MLC, all right? And the thing about those companies is that, unlike the PRO, the Performance Rights Organization, you have to collect this money yourself, all right? You have to join these companies. Well, just like the other PRO, you have to join these companies, and those companies, they don't really collect. You can do an international claim form and things like that, but they don't collect your money. Also, from my experience, they don't collect your money accurately internationally also. So a lot of people who have a catalog of value at least, will go get a co-publishing deal or work with an admin like a Sony Publishing, Sony TV, yeah, Sony Publishing, a Warner Chappell Publishing, Universal Publishing, Downtown Music, Reservoir Publishing, Reservoir Media, I think they're called, or a company like that to go collect their money worldwide, because I would have to say those companies are going to be a little bit more accurate than the MLC and Harry Fox collecting your money. So those companies are more hit and miss. And I'm trying to speak very layman right now because I will get more deeper into the hows and things like that of how they collect and how bad they collect in other videos. But right now I'm just trying to give you like very layman explanation of what a PRO, performance rights organization, is, and the MRO, mechanical rights organization, is. So also with the mechanical rights organization is that there's statute of limitations. Well, they both sides have statute of limitations basically on collecting your royalties. With the mechanical rights organization, you have to get your money in a timely fashion. And if you're too late, your money could disappear in 3 years. You know, you can be with the MLC and collect your money. I know a lot of people collect their money through the MLC, and then they realize that they're not getting their international money, and 5 years, 6 years later, they're joining a Downtown Music or some other company like that, and most of their royalties are gone. You know what I'm saying? Internationally, you know? So you got to kind of hop on it real fast without hesitation to have these companies collect your money. And once again, nobody's perfect in this business, so that's kind of like, from my experience, you know, I know how to scrutinize these companies and maybe go back and stuff like that, but maybe some of you guys might be a little bit more inexperienced and might not be able to see what I see. But like 99% of you, or a high percentage of you, don't really understand how to comprehend the royalty statement, things like that. So you're gonna let a lot of things slide that I wouldn't. But once again, with these videos, I'll hopefully keep you up on how to scrutinize things a little bit better, or I'll just let you know some tricks of the trade so you'll see, you know, the explanations better on the royalty statements and things like that. All right. So I just wanted to explain that, the performance rights organizations versus the mechanical rights organizations. I've seen it happen to the best of them. I mean, I've seen even Baby from Cash Money lose money. You know, I remember the song Bling Bling came out. That was big in 1998. He didn't register that song with BMI till like 2002. And he couldn't collect the money from 98, 99 when the song was more relevant. He lost tons of money, you know, but I'm sure he's made all that money back from other hits and stuff like that, and I'm sure he's over it, but I've heard him mention that before. But I just wanted to mention this, performance rights organizations versus mechanical rights organizations. And like I said, I'll get deeper into it, you know, as we journey along with these videos. So like, share, subscribe, and if you got any questions, comment, and if you need my help with something, hit me in the DM and I'll help you out. You have a good day.